Good morning, or should I say afternoon actually. It's just switched over from morning to afternoon. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope that you're having a lovely day out there. Let's go ahead and listen to this classic love story, Romeo and Juliet, Dire Straits, off of their album Making Movies, which was released in 1980. A lot of you had recommended this particular track. Let me pull up some of those names really quick. Hold on, they're coming. Jean Laveau, Drake Schaefer, Maggie Chevelu, sorry if I mispronounced any names, by the way, Nathaniel Clapton, David Tully, Caden Richards, I see some more names going, Michael Bauckham, and the names just keep popping up like popcorn out of the heat. Let's go ahead and listen to the track. It's been a while since we've listened to Dire Straits, but I'm excited to get back into them. Listen to some of that guitar goodness. I mean, they got all goodness, but, you know. Romeo and Juliet, Dire Straits. Let's go. Volume. Sorry.
Struck Romeo, sing the streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Find the streetlight, steps out of the shade, says something like, you and me, babe, how about it? Juliet says, hey, it's Romeo, he nearly gave me a heart attack. He's underneath the window, she's singing, Eli, my boyfriend's back. You shouldn't come around here singing up at people like that. Anyway, what you gonna do?
She's like,
about
you scared me. You shouldn't be doing that, sneaking around, prowling around the yard.
The dice was loaded from the start, and I bet, and you exploded into my heart, and I forget the movie song. When you're gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet. Come up on different streets, they both were streets of shame, both dirty, both mean, yes, and the dream was just the same. And I dreamed your dream for you, and now your dream is real. How can you look at me as if I was just another one of your deals? When you can fall for chains of silver, you can fall for chains of gold, you can fall for pretty strangers, and the promises they hold. You promised me everything, you promised me thick and thin, yeah. Now you just say, oh, Romeo, yeah. You know, I used to have a scene with him.
Drops.
Yeah. When we made love, you used to cry. You said, I love you like the stars above. I love you till I die. There's a place for us. You know the movie song. When you're gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong. Juliet.
This is gonna have a chill, relaxing, just like tail, just spinning the story.
I can't do the talk like the talk on the TV, and I can't do a love song like the way it's meant to be. I can't do everything, but I'll do anything for you. I can't do anything except be in love with you. And all I do is miss you, and the way we used to be. All I do is keep the beat, the bad company.
Literally keeping the beat
All I
still.
do is kiss you through the bars of a rhyme. Julie, I do the stars with you anytime. Now, Juliet, when we made love, you used to cry. I said, I love you like the stars above. I love you till I die. There's a place for us. You know the movie song. When you gonna realize it was just as the time was love-struck Romeo. He sing the streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Find a convenient street light, steps out of the shade and says something like, "You and me, babe, how about it?" How about it?
I like how this guitar solo is like fading out already. Really? Maybe it's not a solo. It's just ending like that, huh? Okay. Well, that is extremely interesting. I did not expect the track to just end kind of like that. Like, we got a long fade out over there, about 20 or so seconds, and I was waiting for the guitar to come up even more because it felt like a solo was really beginning. That was kind of interesting. This is like I mean, it's still a failed love song, basically. Or maybe there's a second chance, as maybe hinted at the end of that. But what that makes me think of is basically this. Okay, so this is like a retelling of Romeo and Juliet story-wise. So we get their conversation, whatever they're going through, they're having some relationship issues. But at the end, the lines of "A love-struck Romeo sings the streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made, finds a convenient streetlight, steps out of the shade, says something like, 'You and me, babe, how about it?'" So trying to, of course, court Juliet, trying for this second chance. Now, I do like the way that the music at the end kind of perfectly captured that imagery, because that's when you really feel the music kind of step out of the darkness into the light and just giving it one more chance, right? And the way that the guitar plays at the end, I think is kind of interesting, because it's kind of like a scattered, echoey solo. It's not like long sustained notes, no power, no, big dramatics or theatrics. It's just kind of almost like a voice cracking in trying to reach this person's lover. At least that's the feeling I got from it. Of course, we have the absolutely phenomenal combination of the guitar and the piano, which I had constantly mute over when we listened to Love Over Gold, and I think that here that combination works just as well. I'm not a huge fan of the singing. I'll be upfront and just say that right away. I think it's pleasant enough, but I think, and just me, I think that the vocals could have been a little better, a little bit more expressive. The music is very expressive, but I do wish that there's a little more something. Coming from the vocal department there, a little bit more moving, I should say, because I think instrumentally this is a very nice and soft-spoken love letter, like I said, from Romeo to Juliet, basically, asking for that second chance. And I think instrumentally they captured the emotions that were presented in this story there. And I still think that ending was kind of interesting. A love-struck Romeo sings the streets a serenade. Well, I guess actually repeating the first line is repeated at the end, basically. Except in the first line, he says, "You and me, babe, how about it?" Juliet says, "Hey, it's Romeo. You nearly give me a heart attack." He's underneath the window. She's singing, "Hey, La, my boyfriend's back. You shouldn't come around here singing up at people like that. Anyway, what are you going to do about it?" She's like, "Oh, it's you? You're back?" Juliet, the dice was loaded from the start, and I bet when you exploded into my heart, and I forget the movie song, when you're gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet. So, like I said, something went wrong in their relationship, something happened, and he says that it was just the timing. Was it? Come up on different streets, they both were streets of shame, both dirty, both mean, yes, and the dream was just the same. And I dreamed your dream for you, and now your dream is real. How can you look at me as I was just another one of your deals? So maybe he feels like he was kind of used. Says that they both had dreams. She got hers, but what about me? Was I just kind of left behind, looking at me like a street rat? Well, you can fall for chains of silver, you can fall for chains of gold, you can fall for pretty strangers and the promises they hold. You promised me everything. You promised me thick and thin. Now you just say, oh, Romeo, yeah, you know, I used to have a scene with him. Ooh, he's feeling really bitter, and perhaps it's rightly earned. I mean, falling for chains of silver, gold, pretty strangers and the promises they hold, so I don't know exactly what, but you can imagine, just for example, I'm just using an extreme example, but like, she's made it, for example, like in Hollywood or some higher echelons, you know, of like society, basically. Riches, pretty strangers, and then I guess when they came from more humble beginnings, it was like, you know, we're both gonna make it, you know, I got your back, you got mine through thick and thin. Now he's like, yeah, now she just says, oh, I used to have a scene with him. Like, what? Who's he? But apparently he's still kind of pining for her as the end suggests when he says, you know, you and me, babe, how about it? So this is a good track. Let me know what you guys thought of it. You can let me know in the comments below. You can follow me over on Twitter. You can support the channel and what I do on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.